Hello and welcome back to Dice Jesters. My name is Julie.
And my name is Dave.
And today Dave will be showing me a game called the Quacks of Quedlinburg?
Yeah.
Did I get it?
You got it right.
Okay,
the Quacks of Quedlinburg.
So excited.
Are you? Why?
I don't know. I feel like you saved the best for last.
You have a good feeling about this one.
I do. I have a great feeling about this one.
You should have a good feeling about this one because this one is just a lot of fun.
Okay.
I really love this game. Do you want to know why I picked it?
Yes, I would love to know why you picked it.
Just because, I don't know, to me it's just one of those games that is so easy to learn, and it has aspects of it that I think you'll like from Dominion. It's kind of like a pool building game of building a bag of stuff.
Okay.
But the theme is really cool. There's just a lot of fun in this game, and every time I've played it, I've had a good time. So I'm like, really excited to share it with you to see how much you like it.
Your lights. Your eyes are like glowing.
Because I'm talking about this game.
Yeah, you're just so excited.
Would you like to take a look at it?
Yes.
Yes. Why don't you open it up and take a guess at what you think you'll be doing in this game?
First off, I love the cover. I know I said Dominion was very Renaissance-esque, but this is like Renaissance-esque with magic.
Okay.
So look at the cover. You have this guy. I don't know what he looks like, but he's making a potion. You have this wizard who has a light-up hat, these crows sharing mushrooms. Like, it literally just looks like a good time.
So Renaissance games with a fantasy theme. That's your jam.
That's my jam.
All right. Noted.
All right. I'm gonna open it. Okay. Just. Okay, so I don't care about the real book because you're gonna tell me.
Yeah, I'm gonna teach you the game.
Yeah, so you can have that. Look at these cute little rats. That's so cute. He's the little market man. Mm-hmm. Okay, I was like, all right, well here you can have the market man.
I didn't know I was supposed to confirm or deny anything.
No, okay, look at these game pieces. It's like a little cauldron. I get to be a wizard. I am a wizard, Julie.
You're a wizard.
I'm a wizard. Oh, it's like you can pick out your house too, because it has the 4 primary colors. I know that's not what it's supposed to be, but I love that
you can pretend.
I love that it's a potion pot. There you go. Oh, look at the container. It has like the little guys everywhere. And then, what are these? I don't know what they are, but I love that they look like little books.
They are the books that explain the different ingredients that we'll be collecting.
Oh, Dave, this game.
I think I found your game.
This game. Oh, look at this potion. What is this potion for?
So you'll find out.
Oh, okay. Oh, there's little gems. Wait,
Rubies.
Did you add these?
No.
Oh, that's how it came?
This container I added, but...
Well, yeah. Oh, so cute. And then all these little potion ingredients. Oh my goodness. Oh, we each get a little black bag. Oh my gosh. It's like you're filling it with magic. And then you're going to put your hand in the magic sackle and you're going to...
Yeah, exactly. I think you nailed the premise of the game.
Yes. Are you going to be using these?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, there's different colored potions. Oh.
Yeah, those go with the player colors. So you'll pick a board, and then you'll get pieces of that color. So you get your own little flask. You'll get some player pieces. You'll get your own little rat. The rat tail can go in your cauldron.
Oh, you can? My little rat. I love it.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
Well, I think you kind of got the gist. I mean, I was joking that you got the gist of the game with the putting stuff into your bag and then making magic out of it. Because that's essentially what we're doing in this game is... collecting ingredients to put into our cauldron to make potions. Are we alchemists in this game? I'm not really quite sure.
Well, we're going to pretend.
We're going to pretend.
We're going to be alchemists.
Do you want me just to read it? There's a whole story here in the book. Would you like me to read it to you?
Right now.
All right, here we go. I'll take you on the journey.
Yeah.
It says, once every year, the city of Quedlinburg holds a 9-day bazaar within its city walls. The country's best miracle doctors and quack surgeons gather in one place to showcase their healing remedies. Smelly feet, homesickness, hiccups, and love problems. These charlatans have a unique cure for whatever ails you. During the game, players draw from their ingredient bag in the hopes of creating the best potion. The better the potion, the more coins that you will have to buy superior ingredients. Yes. But be careful. A few too many of these special ingredients and the whole pot could explode. So do you press your luck, hoping for that magic elixir, Or do you play it safe in the hopes for bigger gains and more valuable ingredients later? That is for you to find out, maybe the hard way. So stockpile your most valuable ingredients and get brewing. Your next potion might be the best one yet.
Nice.
It just does sound like your
I
game.
know, I love that. I love that so much.
Because I love that we're gathering ingredients, but I also love, what I love about this game is that it is a push your luck game, which I am a sucker for those kinds of games, because I always push my luck.
You do. You really do.
And so it's fun because we'll be putting tiles into our bag.
Yeah.
And over the course of the game, so we'll start the game with ingredients that aren't that great.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll be buying more ingredients to put in and pulling those out of our bags. So as the game goes by, you'll get more cooler and cooler ingredients that come out. But the premise of the game is that we both take turns simultaneously drawing stuff out of our bags, putting it into our cauldron, and mixed within our ingredients are they're called cherry bombs. And if you get to a value of 7 or more cherry bombs in your cauldron, it explodes, and you don't get as good of bonuses for the end of the game or the end of the round.
Yeah.
You still get something, so you're never just out of luck, but you get the best benefit if you don't make your pot explode and you fill it with all kinds of stuff. So you'll get points, but then you'll also get money to buy more ingredients that will go into your bag. And we do that over the course of 9 rounds, and we see who is the best quack of Quedlinburg.
Oh, I'm the best quack.
I know you will be. So would you like to talk about, I know you're dying to find out how the starting player is determined.
Yes.
I know you're going to love this.
Okay.
So it's the last person to cook something goes first.
Oh, I cooked something.
You
I
did.
literally just cooked something.
And it was so delicious.
Yeah, I made eggs.
You did. So you will be the starting player in this game.
Yeah.
And what I'm dying to find out is, what have you come prepared with for a drink pairing for Quacks of Quedlinburg?
I can't wait to show you. So, David, I come today with fish bowls.
Fish bowls?
Because I thought it was something else.
What
Quacks,
is this?
Quacks is like...
Oh, you thought it was a duck game?
Yeah, ducks. So fish bowls.
Because I just gave you the name of the game. So okay.
Do you know what a fish bowl is?
Like a fishbowl margarita? Or
Oh, I guess. They could be margaritas. They could be anything.
I mean, it looks good.
Then
There's like whipped cream on it?
I put whipped cream on it.
It's pink. It's brightly pink with whipped cream. I mean, I could see this fitting into the theme of the game because this could look like a potion of some sort.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
I see it.
It looks delicious.
I know, I can't
Is this
wait.
lemonade? Or like, what am I consuming?
It's a
Explain.
surprise.
A surprise.
Yeah.
Just like the ingredients in your pot. You just
Yeah,
don't know what's
exactly.
in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. What just
See, I just knew.
Yeah, you knew. That's amazing.
Yes.
So would you like to
Yes.
have me teach you this game? Let's just dive
Just
in.
renowned,
Let's do
yes.
it.
All right. So let's get into it. We'll play around, and then we'll come back, and we'll see if my excitement withstands the actual game.
Sounds good. I can't wait.
All right.
All right, so we are back after playing our first round of the Quacks of Quedlinburg. And Julie,
Yeah.
what was your first game like?
Well, I stomped. I don't know if you want to call it beginner's luck, but I absolutely
You destroyed me.
dominated. I destroyed you.
Yeah, you
I
got...
left no crumbs.
Wow, yeah. You definitely took... I like what you did there, because there's rats in the game. That was a good one. 63-51.
Yeah.
So you beat me by a landslide. And I feel like there was two rounds where I made my pot explode in a row, and that really put me behind. And I could never claw my way back. I tried, but I didn't succeed. But what was your first game like?
I liked it. I liked it a lot. Like, I get that it's kind of a game of luck, but at the same time, I feel that you can control the game. So I purchased things that I knew would help me win, and I made sure that I never let my pot explode.
Yeah.
Even though I was like, ooh, I know there's these certain numbers left. Like, I intentionally was like, no, I'm going to hold off. I'm not going to let it explode. So then I got all of the prizes.
You got all the prizes all the time.
Yeah.
You got the rubies. You got to move up the track.
I'm just the better potion maker.
Yeah. Were there any moments that stood out to you in this first game?
I like the chips. I like the chips, how they do different things. So this raven's skull looks like you could pick a thing out of the bag, and then you could decide to put it back in or not, or you can decide to play it. So I like that, because then it kind of took away the randomness, because you got to look at it before laying it down. I liked that. I liked that there was the moth where every turn, if you had one more than the other player, you got to move up. And I just naturally always had more than you because I was purchasing those as my choice, which brought me further up in the cauldron, I guess. So, yeah, I liked it. It was pretty. It was fun to look at. It was fun to play. Very smooth. Like, I could play this in a row.
Very smooth, I would say. The turns, I love that they're simultaneous. So we're both doing our own thing at the same time. And it moves really breezy and quick. I didn't even time this first game. I have no idea. It was maybe like 30 minutes or something. Would you say that's about right?
Sure, yeah.
Something like that?
I don't know, yeah. It just kind of went by. Because we were always doing something. There was never a pause where I had to wait for you to do something or for me to do something.
Yeah.
Minus when we got towards the end and I was like, ooh, do I pull one more? Since I was about to be at 35, I was like, do I do it?
So for me, the moment that stood out to me, there were a couple, and one was how you almost made it to the very end of the cauldron track on the last turn of the game. Mm-hmm. And I've played this game a few times. I don't know if I've personally never gotten close to the end of the track, maybe a little bit, but you were like one space away and asking yourself, should I keep going? Should I keep going? Should I keep going? And then so I thought that was really exciting. And then the other one was, there was a moment where you had like all these rubies in front of you. I don't know how you got them, but you just kept collecting them in different ways. And then you cash them in to move your, is it teardrop? Or I don't know what this is. It helps you start your turn further up the track. So you got to move that. So that gave you a good advantage. So you dominated the rubies, you dominated the track, and I just had a lot of fun, and I just was reminded why I picked this game, because I knew that you would like it, based on the theme, based on, you mentioned luck, and there is luck in the game, but it's calculated luck, because you always know
what's in the bag.
You know that there's the level 3, there's 1 3, 2 2s, and then 4 4 cherry bomb tokens. So you know, it's not just a big deck of cards and something might come up and might not. Like, you know what's in there. So if I'm at 6, and if I get more than 7, my pot will explode. It's my decision to keep going. And I know that I shouldn't keep going, but then I do every time.
Every time.
I'm like, oh. And I love how I asked you. I was like, should I keep going? And you were like, mm-hmm. So I did, and then my pot exploded. I was like, thanks, Julie.
It's because I knew
thanks for the good advice. You're like, yeah, Dave, do it. It'll be so awesome. And
so what you're saying is you can't go to like casinos or anything.
We're never going to a casino. Let's stick to board games.
You'd be like, oh, the flashing lights. I'd be like, do it. You're like, okay.
I also, one thing I really like about this game is these fortune teller cards at the beginning of the round, because it gives, I know we both get the bonus, but it's just that little bump of some bonus cool thing that we get, whether it's a token, whether it's extra rubies, or I like the one where that round you needed 9 to bust instead of 7. So it just was enough, and I was like, I can keep going further and pulling it out. So
if we got it for this last round, I would have went one more token.
You would have, and
then I would have got 35.
Yeah, I love the variety of tokens in this game. How they each do different things and bonuses, and I don't know, this game feels exciting all the way through. At the beginning, the first couple of rounds are pretty quick because there's not much that you're doing, but as the game ramps up, and as I've mentioned before, that's one of my favorite things about a game is toward the end is the turns get more and more exciting as you approach the end. This game gives me all of that. Mm-hmm. So I really like this game a lot. Was there anything that you didn't like about the game that stood out to you in the first play of it?
In the first play of it, honestly, there's something I didn't like.
Yeah.
I liked everything, because it has a little something for everything.
Yeah, I really can't think of anything I don't like about this game. I mean, I'm even looking at iconography or graphic design or anything. Everything's clearly laid out and very intentional. It's hard to forget any step in this game because it's all laid out very clearly for you. Mm-hmm. So. And
nothing feels tedious.
Yeah, nothing feels tedious. To me. Yeah. Exactly. So, Julie, the big question is, after one play, what would you say your Meeple score is of this game? 5.
10.
10 out of 5.
10 out of 5.
I would say 5 out of 5 for me too. Honestly, it does remind me a lot of Dominion in some ways, of like the building, like starting small and like getting like more cooler things into your bag instead of a deck. So it gives me a lot of that, but just in a different style of game, which is fun.
I know. I love it.
I'm looking forward to our 10x10 of this, because there's actually there's all these different variations of the ingredients that do different things, so we can explore that. And then on the opposite side of the player board, there's a different way that you can play, I think instead of doing the teardrop thing, there's like bonuses that you can get instead, so you can choose to move the drop up or get bonuses. So I think that's pretty cool. So
yeah, that sounds.
I'm excited to explore this all with you.
I love this game. I love it because it's just beautiful.
Yeah. Well, amazing. Well, should we go play it 9 more times then and then come back to see what we think?
900 more times. Yeah, we can play it. We can do it 10 by 10. That's cool.
All right, sounds good. We are back after playing the Quacks of Quedlinburg 10 times.
Yes.
Who won the 10 by 10 challenge with this one, Julie?
I'm pretty sure I did, right?
You did. You won it 6-4.
Yes, 6-4.
This is not, I don't even remember how many of these you've won, but I feel like your streak is pretty good.
Oh, that's true.
Your win ratio.
Huh. That's a good question. I wonder how many I have won. Because we have our jars, but I haven't counted the pieces.
We'll have to do that soon.
Yeah, we'll have to do that, and then next time we talk, we can bring it up.
Yeah. And your best score was 86, and mine was 83. You also had a higher average, 61.45, and mine was 58.09. So all around you did better. And I'm really excited to dive into this game to see what you thought. It seemed like you were really having a good time. Even from the first time we played it, you gave it that Meeple 5 score.
Yeah.
You were excited you would play it hundreds of more times. And why don't we just dive into some of the talking points? What did you think about the artwork and components in this game?
So I really liked the artwork and components of this game. I enjoyed... Okay, so I really liked it, and it's going to be interesting on why I liked it.
Yeah.
Because you're going to say, well, isn't this luck-based?
Mm-hmm.
Which I see that it can be luck-based, but it kind of reminds me of that one game. I don't know if it's called Mines, or... You know the mine game?
Yeah.
Where you have to click on the square, and you get points, like you get 1, 2, or 3 points.
Yeah.
And if you click on a mine, it basically explodes.
You lose the game, right?
Right, and you have to restart.
And every turn of that game, it's a solo game, right? You're just playing, yeah. And every turn is filled with anxiety.
Yeah.
You're wondering if, you're pressing your luck a little bit. You're trying to figure out where the mine is so that you don't click on that square.
Exactly.
The possibility is always there.
Exactly, and I feel that this was similar because you were in the bag a lot, so you didn't know what was going to be next. You just had an idea. Similar to that game, like you knew there was going to be a mine somewhere, but you weren't sure which one.
Right.
And like you could do some math or whatever to get, a 2 means that maybe it's going to be closer, or this and that. And I had kind of felt that way with this because you knew you had 1 3, 2 2s, and 4 1s until you got to like the 7th round, then you had 5 1s.
Yeah.
And then, so when I was pulling, I was just like, oh, okay, well, I drew a 3. Can't have another 3, so then I would pull faster because I'm like, it's okay. It's okay.
It's gonna be okay.
Yeah. So, I'm sorry. Did that answer your question?
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, my question was about the artwork and components. It kind of goes into it.
The artwork.
But those are some good talking points as we go through this. It's all good. You're just so excited to talk about this game.
I'm just so excited for the game. I love the artwork because, I love it for so many reasons. Yeah. One, big Harry Potter fan, and the colors that they chose for the game, low-key could represent your house if you wanted.
That's so funny.
Because they have the 4 colors. So if you wanted to play as Ravenclaw, you literally could be Ravenclaw. You could pick blue.
They could make they have to go IP issues with that, but
still.
A Harry Potter themed Quacks of Quedlinburg would be really cool.
That would be really cool. But, so it kind of gave me that wizardy feel, and then I really liked how it was a potion that you were brewing, and so you were moving up the circle as if you were stirring the pot.
Oh,
and that's how I felt it. So then when we flipped it to the other side, I was like, oh, we're stirring the opposite way.
Yeah, that kind of threw me off. I didn't really put those things together as to why it threw me off. I thought maybe something was just on the other side. But when we flipped it over, I felt for the rest of those 5 plays, I couldn't quite get the direction right. I kept almost messing it up, having to double check myself to see where things were. But that's why. It went the opposite direction.
You were stirring a different way. So I really like the art. I think it's whimsical. I think it's fun. I think it's done tastefully. Like, I don't think it's done too tacky, I guess is the word.
Right.
Like, I think it's done right for the game.
That's a good way of putting it. And some games are a little bit too cartoony looking for my taste.
Yeah.
I don't really love the cartoony art style or whatever. But this game, it just feels right for the whimsical theme of what we're doing. We're making these weird potions with these wacky ingredients.
I know.
And so it just works.
And I love how it's called Quacks. And then the drink that I had made for it was kind of like a potion because it was a fishbowl.
Which was really good, by the way. I didn't mention that. I forgot to mention how much I loved the drink that you prepared for me.
I thought
because it was
you would
pink,
like
it was
it.
bright pink. I actually asked for a refill.
You did.
I had a second drink, so it was really good.
I thought you would like it because it's sour.
I do love sour things.
You do. It was like sour gummy bears.
Yeah. So I love that you mentioned the fact that the pot, it felt like you were stirring the pot. Mm-hmm. And I guess my next question is, how much were you able to get into the theme? Do you think it was because of the artwork, the components, the gameplay? How much did you feel immersed in this world of Quacks of Quedlinburg while we played it?
Oh,
I just love saying that name, by the way.
Loved it. I love the double Q's.
Yeah.
No, I loved it. I felt, especially if you had some good like potion brewing music going with like the bubblies, really set the tone. Maybe a smell, a scent. Maybe I could create a scent. Like maybe next season 2.
Yeah.
Maybe I create a scent. You tell me the name and I make a scent instead of like a drink.
Okay.
Maybe
we could do creative things to pair with to enhance the experience of playing the game itself.
Yes.
I think we're onto something here.
I think so. But so I really like that, and then the additives to the potion wasn't just additional tokens. It was tokens that you would kind of dream about being in potions, like extra mushrooms, pumpkins, spiders.
Was it ghost breath?
Ghost breath. I love that one. That one was one of my favorites.
Mandrake,
and then like the mandrake.
Yeah.
I don't know if they call it a mandrake. Do they call it?
I think in the rule book or somewhere it mentions that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then
This is really cool.
I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I love the theme of it too. The making the potion, the pot, like pulling things out of your bag, just random ingredients. I imagine that I picked up from who knows where. That I'm just throw this in and throw that in and I put too much stuff in and now my pot exploded. Like this is kind of fun. Let's talk about the ease of setup.
Okay.
And this is for me, if I'm going to mention one potential negative thing about the game is the setup time is a little bit lengthy. And it's not that bad. It's just, I think when I'm in the mood to play a lighthearted, quick game, which this game definitely is, the setup time is a little bit much for that. Like, let's say we finish playing a longer game. We're looking for something lighthearted to get into and just play really quick.
Yeah.
The setup time of this might be a little bit too long to make that almost a deterrent where I might grab another game over this, only for that reason of it'll take us a little bit of time to set it up. But that can easily be fixed. I know there are a lot of storage solutions you can find online, or even just getting simple storage containers from the store, I think would really help with that a lot.
Yeah, just so you wouldn't have to pick it apart to separate all the colors. Or maybe, so for Dominion, you have that, what do you want to call it? What word am I looking for?
The custom insert?
Yeah, the custom insert. So that's really nice.
It is. Yeah, that one is from Folded Space, and I love how it cuts down the setup time tremendously, and it feels nice. It doesn't make the box too heavy or anything, so definitely like it a lot. I bet they make one for Quacks. I guarantee they do. I have to check. But so that was a little bit of a drawback. But then what about playtime accuracy in terms of how long the game took? What does the box say? Do you see it on here?
For what? Like
for how long the game?
How long the game should be?
Yeah.
I think it's found on the bottom. Maybe not. I'm wrong. Is it on your side?
Let's see.
Ah! Just dropping things now, Dave. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, it's right there. 45 minutes. For 10 plus.
Yeah, and this game plays 2 to 4 players. 45 minutes. Our average time, which I think we recorded most of our times, was 30 minutes. So less than what the box says. I think maybe your first game as you're figuring out. Each game for us got a little bit faster. And I honestly don't think that the game would be much longer with 4 players because of the simultaneous nature of the game where everybody's drawing at the exact same time. So I think between 2 to 4 players it might increase a little bit, but still probably once you get a hang of the game, right around 30 to 35 minutes I think is pretty accurate.
Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say that's pretty accurate.
Yeah. What do you think about how replayable is this game? after 10 plays? Is there enough in the box to keep going, or do you feel like the game needs expansions, or where are you at with that?
I feel like expansions would add an additional whimsical aspect to it, but I don't think it's necessary because it's always different. So I think they give you 2 of the books, like 2 of the actions per color.
Per color, except
so
for the orange and
actions.
black, I think are always the same, but other than that, you cycle. There's 4 different possibilities for each.
Yeah, so there's 4 different possibilities, and then how many different colors? There's blue, red, yellow, purple, green, black. So about 6.
It's like 6 or 7.
6 or 7. And then you do 6 or 7 times 4, so like 24 to 30-esque.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so that's 24 to 30 different possibilities that you can have. I think it's more than that, to be honest, depending on how you do it. And then, so there's that. And then you have the aspect of it being in your bag.
Right.
And depending on what you grab, depending on the combos that you could have, it adds additional plays to it.
I think so.
So I feel like it's very replayable because let's say my go-to was always purple and yellow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, purple and yellow aren't going to be the same every single time.
That's true.
And there's no guarantee that just because I bought a purple, I'm going to draw the purple out of the bag.
That is the risk that you take. I think you're right with that, and also the other aspect that I think changes the game up every single time. There's 2 things I can think of. One is the tarot card or fortune teller deck, where every turn you draw over a new card that lets us do different things, and not all of those cards will come out every game, so every game will give you different kinds of bonuses. And then there are also 2 sides of the player board. One side is just the basic side, but then the other side adds a track that you can move up at the bottom that gives you cool bonuses and stuff, so you can play with or without that. So I think you're right, like mixing the different potion abilities with the different sides of the player boards, the fortune teller deck, but then also the different strategies that you can take. I found myself from game to game either going really, really hard on one type of color and trying to get as much of that as I can, or just spreading myself thin and just feeling it out. What do I want? I want a little bit of this. I want a little bit of that. 2 of this. But in other games, I wanted the highest powered token that I could possibly grab. Mm-hmm. So,
well, there was that one game where you got me with the purples at the end, because the purples were, if you could get 3 or more, you would get like 6 additional points, be able to move your droplet up 2.
Right.
And I thought I had you. And then you pulled out, it was like, oh, here's the purples. Yeah. And I get to move up 6 spaces. And I was like, yeah.
Well, not only that, but I used it to move up we were using the other side of the player board where you can move up the track, and I think the last space is 4 extra points. So I used 2 of those track bumps to move up that to get 4 points plus the 6 from the purples, and then that won me the game.
I know, I was so far ahead of you. You went by 3.
But that's actually a good segue to my next question about strategy versus luck, because to me this game has a lot of luck. Obviously, the nature of pulling things out of your bag and trying not just like keep going or push your luck. But that was a strategy that I decided on from the beginning of the game. Like, number 1, I'm going to move up this track to try to get to the very end. And number 2, I want to pull 3 of these purple tokens so I can get all these bonuses by doing that. And I was able to do that on the last round of the game. So I think this game has a decent amount of strategy for being just a lighthearted push your luck game. What do you think?
I think so too, because you pick the tokens. Like, you pick the tokens going in. So let's say, well, just for that scenario alone, you had the purple tokens. I didn't have any purple tokens, but I had basically the same amount of tokens in my pot that you had.
Yeah.
So there could have been that chance where if I were to have bought the purple tokens from the get-go, that you and I could have been sitting at the same extra points.
It's
like,
true.
I could have had 3 tokens. So I do feel that there is an aspect of luck in it, depending on what you pull. But it's also an aspect of strategy, and like when you hold, it's kind of like gambling in a way.
It is.
You're like, ooh, I'm up right now. Do I keep going? So when your pot exploded, I was like, oh, sweet. His pot exploded. I don't mind if my pot explodes. So yeah, I'll gamble and take an extra chip to see what I can get. Like, I would always do 1 more if yours exploded.
I think so too. Yeah. And that actually, you keep segueing to like good talking points, but player interaction, and to me, that is the level of player interaction that exists, because there's nothing you can really, you're not messing each other up, you're not getting in each other's way, you're not preventing me from carrying out my strategy, but you watch the other player to see how far along they've gone on their track. Did they bust? Because if you don't bust, then it's however far up the track you are. Whoever is the furthest up their pot track gets to roll that bonus die and get a cool bonus at the end of the game. So we might be about the same, and I could be at 7 cherry bombs, but you know what? I'm going to draw one more so I can move just a little bit further along that track so that I can get that bonus die and you don't.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of that.
Yeah, so there's enough, like, competitiveness to make me want to also come back where I don't feel like I'm playing by myself.
Yeah, exactly. Did you find any other layers of player interaction, or do you observe the same thing?
So I don't know if you really would qualify this as player interaction, but there was those times. There was that one time you had like an 8-tail lead on me. Yeah. And we got one of the cards, I'm pretty sure, that said you could take like that amount of spaces. It was something like that, because remember, I was like, I caught up somehow. Oh,
you could use the rat tails to move up your track, or you could use it for points or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, and I was so far ahead on the track to use it for points, and it actually caught you up.
It caught me right up, like I was 3 behind after.
Yeah.
So I do feel that there still is that other player aspect, because if I was playing by myself, I wouldn't be able to do that. Like, what rat tail would I be chasing?
Yeah, exactly. That is a good motto for the game.
What rat tail?
Now, we played this with 2 players only. Do you think this game would feel any different with 3 or 4, or do you think 2 players is a good count for this?
I personally really enjoy 2 players for this game. I feel that if you were to add more... Okay, well, I enjoy 2 players because I prefer to move quickly. If I'm ever waiting for somebody, I get very antsy. So if there was 4 players and somebody couldn't make up their mind, or somebody just moves slower, or whatever that may be, I would feel really antsy. Yeah. So I would say 2 players for this.
I think so too. 2 players is good. I don't necessarily see a pro or a con to adding more players. I don't think it really adds anything to the game. You're not missing out by just playing with 2 players in this one. Mm-hmm. So I agree. What about the game arc? So how does the game feel at the end versus the beginning? Do you feel like the turns are any different? Your decisions are any different? What does that feel like?
Yeah, I would say that there is a difference, because way in the beginning, you basically have cherry bombs. The whole, like, that's what your pot's going to consist of. Yeah. And then towards the end, you could draw 0 cherry bombs. Like, you really could if you're lucky. Because I think there was one round where I only got 2, but I was so far up that I was like, forget it. Like, I know I won. Yeah. I'm just going to take what's here. So. True. I do believe there is a great arc. Is that what you would say?
Yeah, a great arc. And I agree. And to me, this game is a really good example of really exciting turns toward the end of the game, which is really my preferred kind of game. The first couple turns, I don't want to say they're not exciting, but they move really fast, because there's, like you said, a lot of cherry bombs in your bag, so that's all you're drawing. How far along can I get? Okay, round 1's over, we're going to buy some stuff. And then round 2 is a little bit longer, because you have some stuff, and then each round after that gets a little bit longer, but also more exciting, because I bought this really cool token. I'm just waiting for it to come out, but oh man, I'm at 6 cherry bombs. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and try to draw it, and you draw it, and it's so exciting. But then the last turn of the game is so exciting, because your goal is to get all the way around that pot, and you know that you can do it. I saw you do it.
I did do it.
So it is possible. Yeah. And so it's a matter of everything you bought in the game really coming to fruition in that last round, and working together in the right ways. To me, it feels like a deck builder, just like Dominion, in the sense that it starts out one way and then you keep adding things, and then you see different things work together in certain ways, and you can kind of plan around that. So I love that mechanism of starting with one thing, making it a lot better throughout the game. But with the element of luck, like, I don't know, there's just so much to love about this game, and I like it so much.
I do, yeah.
What would you say was the most exciting or fun part about this game, if you could just name one thing?
Pulling out the tokens from the bag, because I would try to guess before I came out. Like,
every time?
Every time. You remember when I was like, oh, I need a red one, and then a red one came out, and I was like, that's the secret. I just have to tell the bag what I need.
That's so fitting to the theme of the game, too.
Right. So it's kind of like that.
There were
like Accio yellow.
Yeah. I love that. I do feel like there are a lot of those almost stand up and cheer kind of moments in this game where you're hoping, you bet on everything and then it works out. Or those crushing moments where you push your luck a little bit too far and then your pot explodes and you're mad, but then you can't be mad at yourself. Like, you know what's in the bag. Yeah. You just pulled it out.
It's exciting all around.
Yeah. I will say, I do like the fact that even if you bust, you still get something. It's not like that's a dead round for you. You know what I mean? You either get money or the points, and then toward the end of the game, maybe you just take the points, which is fine. But I do like that you could at least get something. And then there were some like fortune teller cards that gave you things even if you busted. So, or those yellow tokens that increase the amount that you needed. So you wouldn't explode right away. Yeah. So there were different things that let you push your luck in different ways that I really enjoyed. So Julie, what would you say is your final 10 by 10 meeple score for this game? It's still a 5. Like, I get that the setting up and taking down is so tedious, but we can fix that with the proper containers. I agree. It's still a 5. I love it. I love that it makes your heart race. Like, heart race? Yeah. It's my cardio for the day. Well, there's just so many emotions. You're like defeated because you grab a 3 right at the end when you don't need it. You're like, ah! But then you're excited because you grab a mandrake and you're like, yes! Yeah. Or you're like patiently waiting. Yeah. You're just like, oh, how close. Like, you literally work through all the emotions. All the emotions, every single game. Every single game. I would agree. This is a 5 out of 5 for me too. And I just judge it based off of how excited how excited am I to play this game. And I have the perfect example that you and I have just played 2 or 3 rounds. We went to a board game cafe. We sit down. You disappear to go grab a game. What do you come back with? The Quacks of Quedlinburg. Like, literally, we have a copy. And that's the copy you asked for at the library of this game cafe. And I was excited when I saw you show up with it. I was like, yes, let's play this game. We played a few more rounds. And that's why this game is a 5 out of 5 for me, because I think I would always be excited to play this. If you wanted to play it, I would always be down. Well, I was also, being mission-oriented. Yeah, try to get through our 10 by 10. Yeah, try to get But I think we're still going to keep playing this game. Yeah. I'm really curious to try out those 2 expansions. There's one called the Herb Witches and then one called the Alchemists, I think. Ooh. So I would be curious to see what those are. Maybe we'll come back at some point to tell you what we thought about those if we get a chance to try them. But I'm excited. I'm assuming this is my final question. Is this a keep it to play or trade it away? Oh, no. I think the real question is, did you get the expansion? I'm kidding. No, it's keep it to play. You're like, no way is anybody taking this game from me. You're gonna have to pry it from me. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for playing that game with me, Julie. I had so much fun, and thank you so much for listening. That is all that we have for this week, but we would love to hear from you. If you have questions or would just like to reach out, you can find us at thedicejesters@gmail.com or on Instagram at dicejesters. Be sure to join us next time when we rank the games in our 10 by 10 list. And until then, play all the games with the ones you love.